Guys, Simo P here from Beard, Bicep, and Batchat. Today we've got a guest replay from Cowboy. Thank you very much for sending this in. It's very much appreciated. He's promised me this is a very good replay. I'm unsure yet. This is the first time I've seen it. So he's in his Ferdinand in a tier 7-8 game on Lakeville. One of the big things I always notice about Lakeville is there's always some scrubs who end up going to the valley. I don't mean one or two, but usually half the team to three-quarters of the team, which causes massive problems. I've always found the key to Lakeville lies in the city. Whoever takes the city usually wins the match. Now, at this point, we've got Cowboy moving over to cover the 4 line. Generally, you'll have scouts sneaking up there to get spots on the enemy heavies, mediums, as they're moving into the city. So Cowboy's looking just to cut off anyone coming up the 4 line as well to get spots into their team as they move up. He should be fairly safe though. I mean, no one's really going to spot him. He can throw his binos up, unless a scout pushes really aggressively. There's not going to be anything that can really hit him there. So at this point, he's spotted a target in the open, and he should just make absolute mincemeat of him, as and when he starts popping out from behind the hard cover. He's been fairly lucky with his teammates so far. He's got a good portion that are heading towards the city. I say heading, they're hanging back on a 7-8-9 line at the minute, just waiting to see what happens. But you'll also notice down the valley route, a lot of the heavies, TDs, and mediums who are literally going to be holding a spot that can be choked. At this point, there's no real need for a Cowboy to sort of do anything. He may as well just stay where he is, keep getting his spots, and keep getting the damage in. So from where he is now, he's also able to get shots into the city, which is going to be a pretty big deal as their team push fairly aggressively. So there we go, straight into the IS3 on the lower pike. I know I spoke about it before with the pike nose. Very powerful when it's facing you, but if you catch it on a slight angle, it becomes a weak spot. And of course, Cowboy's gone straight through there. He's having a little look, see if he can get a cheeky shot into this tiger. There he goes. I don't think he was lying. This is looking like it's shaping up to be a fairly good replay. Now, at this point, if you have a quick look at the teams, you'll notice Cowboys team 3 tanks down to one of theirs. Those 3 tanks, unsurprisingly, have died in the valley. So that's telling me he's got a couple of scrubs on his team who have just gone on a bit of a YOLO mission. Special moments, but we don't mind that on this channel. So a bit more enthralling gameplay from Cowboy. Someone's sussed out roughly where he is, just taking some blind shots on him, and his armor's bounced it. Now, the good thing about the Ferdinand is it's got plenty of armor, whereas its cousin on the tree, the Ag Panther, has more mobility, less armor. So the other big difference between the 2 tanks is the gun arc. The Ferdinand has a couple more degrees that it can turn without it throwing off its aim and without sort of disengaging the binos. So he's quite happy here. He's just pulled back a little bit, make sure no one's blind shotting him, sorry, and he's just putting shots into the city in support of his heavies. To be honest, it's looking quite good. They've got 2 heavies in there. They're sort of flanking around the swarm of heavies that Cowboys team's got in there, but City should be 1 and not a problem. They've managed to even up 3 down against 3 down, but Valley looks like it's about to fall any minute now. Could be a bit problematic for Cowboy, as he's realistically, apart from the medium, the only one close enough who can sort of stem the tide, if you will. Again, he's just getting shots into the IS3, or at least trying. Taking that out will be quite handy, as a couple more heavies have popped up in City. So far, we've got 1 kill. He promised me there's a few more kills in here for him, so I assume they come towards the end game. Now, one thing about Cowboy is he's a very cheeky chap. If he's told me this is a good replay, there's every chance he may have let some of his team die so we can get more kills to make this a better replay. I'm not saying he did, but I wouldn't potentially put it past him. if he thought it was funny. So we've got the Tiger pushing on him down the 4 line. Again, Cowboy's just throwing shots into him, keeping him down. He's finally been spotted by the Tiger. A couple of incoming shots, nothing too major. Just keep hitting that cupola and just take him out. So he's shooting him, then pulling back for his reload, and just hitting him, trying to take as little damage as possible. He's probably noticed his team's not the greatest, so it's a good idea at this point to start conserving your HP as much as possible for a potential heavy carry that you're going to have to do later. So we started focusing his attention back into the city. They've sort of cancelled each other out, both sides pushing into the city. A couple of heavies left on each side. And Cowboys team have managed to drop behind the enemy team in terms of numbers left alive. There's one heavy left in Valley. There's a medium who's sitting in a bloody bush on B5, just doing absolutely nothing. If he's got binos, he wasn't out spotting Cowboy, so it's just pointless. He could at least plug the gap that's in B4, but no, he's just going back to A5. Really pleased himself. Definitely a special lad. So it's at this point, everything in Valley has died, fallen. They've got a nice big gap, and Cowboy's having to fill it. So he's just making his way around. You know, there's at least a Tiger around there that he's got to deal with. But realistically, it shouldn't be too much of a problem for him. I'm sure he's weighed it up in his head. So he's just carrying on, sneaking round. It's a good shot on this Tiger. Now takes him out. Happy with himself, I'm sure. Giggling away in party chat, I have no doubt. So we're 2 against 7 at the moment. He's still got the TD in front of him to deal with. They've got tanks pushing up the 4 lines, which I'm sure the medium can't be bothered engaging. It's the Tiger that's almost half dead. So he's just weighing up what he needs to do here. I've no doubt Tiger's a one hit. He's not overly concerned about that. What he has to do is deal with this AT-15 in front of him. So bounces a shot from him, puts a shot into his cupola, or will put a shot into his cupola. There you go, weak spot, just keep hitting that. They're taking a little bit of damage at this point, with quite a lot of enemies left to deal with. I imagine he's a little bit concerned of how much HP he's lost so far. It's going to make it a little bit more difficult to pull this carry off. So again, he's just rocking back and forth, just using the terrain to cover his lower glacis. Do they kill for him? Just again, conserve his HP as much as possible. So we've got the medium running for his life at the minute in A4 as he's confronted by 2 heavies, but at least he's shooting back. He's putting some damage in to make it hopefully a bit easier for Cowboy to take them out once he's dead. So he's not doing too bad a job. T44 against 2 heavies. He's getting hit twice for everyone he's putting into them. 3rd heavy pops up. Now, it's at this point, Cowboys, realistically, he's got to prioritise his targets, who he's going to take out, and in what order. So, shot straight into the Tiger, takes out most of his health, stops him dead in his track. Tiger goes for a quick shot, doesn't aim it, misses him luckily. He should ping him, take him out here. Perfect. He's got a full health Tiger there and a half health T29. And what he wants to avoid is that T29 getting hold down with him not being able to push on him because the Tiger's on his flank, because he just won't get through the turret armor of the T29. So thankfully, doesn't need to worry about that. He's out in the open, not doing anything. And we almost had a YOLO in IS. He thought better of it, went back behind the tank. He's using his head a little bit. Good lad. There we go, bounce shot. So he's angled his turret armor well. Imagine puts a shot into Cowboy, but doesn't pull back behind the tank. Puts another shot into him, just takes him out. We've got the T29 pushing on. What he's done there, unfortunately, is he's exposed too much of his hull armor. Not a strong point on American heavies on that line. It's all about the turret. So he takes a shot from Cowboy. He doesn't need to worry about this Tiger too much. He's not doing any damage. He's essentially bouncing almost every single shot. So just put one, or look to put one into his cupola, scare him off. But nope, just keeps going for the body of the T29. Now he's got a 3rd Dan coming up against him. He's met his match. Same tank. More hit points. Statistically, he should take him out. Cowboy gets the first shot in. Takes off a huge whack of his health. Tiger sneaks around thinking he's on his reload, we'll have him here. Nope, bounces again. Second shot into the Ferdinand without any in response. Gets lucky there when the Ferdinand shoots back. Tiger's doing nothing. Again, he just aims straight for the front, not angles. Takes the Ferdinand out. That's his 7th kill. Now he's just got this Tiger to deal with. Again, he's not even penning. So he can take his time here, aim his shots. He doesn't particularly need to worry too much about this Tiger now. It might be full health, but it's not trying to push around his flanks. It's not trying to take out a track, move around the back, to make it difficult for Cowboy to shoot him. He's just rocking back and forth, just sort of taking the punishment and not trying to do anything to improve the situation. So I'm sure Cowboy's rubbing his hands with joy here. Loses his gunner. Gets him back in the fight. Sneaks around the side. Angles his arm to take the shot from the Tiger. Puts one into his lower glacis. Again, pulls back, conserving his HP. Although the Tiger's a one shot, there's no point taking a hit for nothing. So it's at this point, takes him out. 8 kills, big carry for the team, 22 penetrating shots. He must get a Kolobanov for this at least. Pulls maybe, I think, as well. Either way, absolute great replay, mate. Thank you very much for sending it in. If you like the content, guys, like the video and subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching.